DJI Action 5 Pro or Insta360 X4, two beasts built for chaos, but when it comes to surviving the ultimate test, only one will dominate. Can the Insta360 X4's night mode outshine the dark? Or will the DJI Action 5 Pro hold the light? When durability is pushed to the edge, which camera shatters first? And when it's all on the line, who brings the smoothest, most stable shot? Two champions, one winner. DJI Action 5 Pro or Insta360 X4. Who takes the crown? Let's find out. This isn't just a comparison, this is the war. Watch now. Today we have the comparison of durability versus versatility. We'll compare those cameras in 10 different categories. The winner in each category will get 1 point. The loser will get 0 point. At the end, we'll calculate who earned most of the points. Those will be the ultimate winner of 2024. My personal opinion that both of these two cameras can be awarded as the best action cameras of this year, but we need to choose only one winner. So you're comparing the video camera qualities and settings itself, then we definitely see the one big difference. That in Insta360 you have 8K, while the max frame per second is only 60, and it could be only achieved if you set the camera into 5.7K instead of 8K. 8K you'll only get 30 FPS. It totally makes sense because of in this case the camera perhaps would be overheating pretty quick. On the other hand, with DJI Action 5 Pro you are having 120 FPS. It means that you can capture like beautiful slow motion footage, but at the same time the battery will start draining pretty quick. So which one is best? Personally for me, I would be using more often 8K instead of 120 FPS. I think that 60 FPS is pretty much enough for filming any kind of actions if you are running, skiing, or even motorcycling. So this point I'll definitely give to Insta360 X4. When it comes to action cameras, the menu is where you spend a lot of time, and how intuitive it feels can make or break the experience. On Action 5 Pro, navigating the menu feels smooth and straightforward. The layout is clean with clearly labeled options and easy swipe gestures to switch between modes. Adjusting settings like resolution and frame rate take just a couple of taps. The Insta360 X4 on the other hand offers a feature-packed menu, but it can feel a bit more overwhelming at first. Its icons are smaller and some options are buried deeper with sub-menus, which means it takes a bit more time to get to what you need. But the Action 5 Pro felt more intuitive right out of the box. While both cameras offer great functionality, if you value simplicity and quick access to the settings, the Action 5 Pro edges out the winner for me. Speaking regarding durability of both cameras, this is a bit tough because Action 5 Pro, I would say this is the most durable action camera that I've ever had. It was falling so many times while I was using it. Actually, it has a few scratches on the front screen, but nothing else. And the cool thing that the lens protector, this one, it can be replaced. So it means that even if it's falling and it has some scratches, you can just buy another one for a few dollars. On the other hand, Insta360 is more vulnerable because it has its spherical lenses, and if you put it on any kind of surface that is not very stable and it falls down, most likely you'll scratch your lenses, and once the lenses are scratched, it means the camera can go to garbage. Insta360 is recommending to use the camera with lens protectors. I have compared the video with lens protectors and without it, and I didn't notice any difference. Let me know in the comments if you see any. Most of the time I'm using lens protectors. In general, the camera itself feels pretty robust. I like the material it is made of, and the only one weak point is a lens. So I'm sorry, but I need to give the durability point to Action 5 Pro. Battery life is one of the most critical aspects of any cameras, and especially when you are out filming all day. Today we are testing the DJI Action 5 Pro and the Insta360 X4 under controlled conditions. Both cameras are set to 4K at 30 frames per second, and the room temperature is at steady 20 Celsius degrees. However, there is a key difference. While the Action 5 Pro is filming with a single lens, the Insta360 X4 is recording in 360 lens mode, meaning both cameras inside it are working simultaneously. DJI Action 5 Pro boasts an impressive battery that has a reputation of efficiency. and I had high expectations for its performance. The Insta360 X4 meanwhile has an enormous battery capacity, but with its 360 lens mode active, it's up against a tough competitor. I didn't know what to expect, but I was ready to be surprised. After more than 2 hours and 10 minutes of continuous recording, both cameras were still going strong. The Insta360 X4 has stopped its recording while still left 5% at its reserve. Interestingly, the Action 5 Pro used every last drop of its battery and managed to record for 5 minutes longer. But here is a twist. The Insta360 X4 in its 360 lens mode was running 2 cameras the entire time and still matched the single lens performance of the Action 5 Pro. That's an incredible achievement. The verdict? While both cameras performed exceptionally well, the Insta360 X4 takes the win in this test. Its efficiency in 360 lens mode combined with that reserve battery capacity makes it the more impressive performer for extended shots. Which camera do you think handles your filming needs better? Let me know in the comments. With regular cameras, you always feel like you are missing something. The frame is too narrow and you have to choose what to focus on. But with the Insta360, it's like I don't have to decide. It captures everything, every angle, every detail. It's not just a video, it's a whole moment. What really stands out is how it replaces shots I would usually need a drone for. Instead of packing extra gear, I can just hold the Insta360 up and suddenly I have a view that feels like it's straight from the sky. It's effortless and the results are incredible. It's surreal to see the footage, that seamless bird's eye view without the noise or hustle of setting up a drone. And in places where drones aren't allowed, this camera gives me the freedom to capture those perspectives anyway. And then there is the versatility. Whether I'm hiking or just walking through the city, the Insta360 does it all. It's like having multiple cameras in one device. For me, it's not just about convenience, it's about the experience. This camera lets me focus on exploring, knowing that it's capturing everything I see, and so much more. I very hope that next year DJI will produce 360 camera that will be a solid competitor for Insta360. But for now, the 360 capabilities X4 is ultimate winner. Let's check the footage in a low light condition. We know that this year a low light speculation was at the highest stake for all the companies who are producing the action cameras. We know that DJI Action 5 Pro has introduced special dedicated night mode, and Insta360 X4 has improved their low light capabilities as well comparing to X3. But let's find out if the smaller sensor on Insta X4 can compete with DJI Action 5 Pro larger sensor. Let's check first the low light footage in Insta360 X4 in a single lens mode. So let's switch both cameras into 4K 24 FPS. We know that the lower FPS is, the better low light footage will be. So that's why I'm setting both in 24 FPS. I think it would be very interesting to see how the single lens mode on Insta360 X4 will compete with Action 5 Pro. Even on the camera preview we can see that Action 5 Pro has more details. Here is a demonstration how the footage looks alike on DJI Osmo Pocket 3. Let's stop the footage on both cameras and see the results and compare what we got. Looking at the results side by side, I think that definitely we can see more details on the footage from DJI Action 5 Pro. However, the footage from Insta360 X4 looks a bit more brighter, but even though we can see the birds are flying far away and they were captured on the cameras, no matters that even the sensor size is much smaller on Insta360 X4. Let's switch now DJI Action 5 Pro into Super Night mode and Insta360 X4 into 360 lens mode. Let's keep 8K 24 FPS for Insta360 X4 and 4K 30 FPS for DJI Action 5 Pro. I think the results should be really interesting to see, because now we have 8K and it means that we have more pixels and more details on the footage. What do you think about the result? My personal opinion that in 360 lens mode the image quality is definitely better than in a single lens mode, but still Action 5 Pro is a winner. When I press the record button, it is now 8K 30 FPS, and you can see the recording started. Press stop, it is stopped. Saved, yes, cool. Now the same, let's do on Action 5 Pro. Start, it goes started. Now I'm pressing stop. Now it's saved. As you can see, the time it takes to save the video file is pretty much the same on both cameras, while Insta360 is filming in 8K versus 4K on Action 5 Pro, the same 30 FPS. Now let's compare the stabilization of both cameras. First up, the Insta360 X4 in single lens mode. The stabilization is decent, but as you can see, the footage struggles with the more abrupt shakes and bumps. It's not unusable, but for action-packed scenes or fast-paced movements you might find it a bit distracting. Now let's switch to the 360 lens mode. This is where the Insta360 X4 truly shines. Even with the same erratic movements, the footage is astonishingly smooth. Next, the DJI Action 5 Pro in rock-steady mode with a wide lens. While stabilization is solid, there is still a bit of noticeable shake, especially during sudden movements. It handles gradual motions well, but it struggles to stabilize more unpredictable bumps. Switching to rock-steady plus mode, the ultra-wide lens improves things a bit, but not by much. The footage is more stable than in the regular rock-steady mode, but it doesn't achieve the silly smooth quality we saw with Insta360 X4 in 360 lens mode. So, in the stabilization showdown, the Insta360 X4 is a clear winner. When it comes to editing and managing your footage, Insta360 Studio is a powerful desktop application designed specifically for Insta360 cameras. Let's take a closer look at its features, performance, and some tips to get the most out of your experience. The interface is intuitive and streamlined, giving you quick access to your clips. One standout feature is a free capture. This tool allows you to reframe your 360 footage into traditional videos. You can pan, tilt, and zoom your virtual camera to create dynamic shots that look like they were planned on location. It's like having a camera operator in post-production. Using keyframes, you can add precise camera movements to your video. This is perfect for creating seamless transitions of tracking objects within your 360-degree footage. A tip here: plan your keyframes in small increments for best results. Stabilization is another game changer. Insta360 Studio automatically applies flow state stabilization to your footage, making even the bumpiest shots look smooth. If you're editing action-packed clips, this feature is a lifesaver. For those looking to fine-tune their videos, the app includes basic color grading tools. Adjust brightness, contrast, and saturation to give your footage that professional touch. Pro tip: if you are working with 360 videos, tweak your colors after framing for the best results. Once your edits are complete, exporting is straightforward. You can choose from a range of formats and resolutions, ensuring compatibility with any platform from YouTube to social media. Whether you're a beginner or a seasoned editor, Insta360 Studio offers a robust set of tools to transform your raw footage into polished videos. It's fast, efficient, and designed to make the most of your Insta360 camera. By the way, share your tips and favorite features in the comments below. And speaking about comparison, Insta360 is the ultimate winner on this category. I intentionally didn't want to include the camera size comparison into this video, but just to demonstrate how those two cameras look towards each other when you're holding them in hands. Insta360 looks very compact, it is slightly longer, it is slightly heavier, but in general is not noticeable at all. What are my verdict and what are my general feeling? I've been using Action 5 Pro for 3 months since the day of it has been released, because I had a trip to Egypt. The most time of my trip I performing scuba diving, and I haven't been considering yet 360 camera back then. I had GoPro 11 before that. I would say that this camera was my favorite, and it remains as my favorite camera, Action 5 camera, because it's super durable and reliable. Speaking about the features that I have explored in the recent weeks with Insta360 X4 and capabilities, and actually the main thing that you don't need to afraid if you are pointing the camera to the right direction, because you can fix it in application, in editing later. My definite winner is Insta360 X4. If I would need to grab one of these cameras for my next vacation, I would definitely take Insta360 X4. And perhaps the only one downside of Insta360 X4, that if you are filming in 8K 30 FPS, you need to remember that your memory card will be drained pretty quick. I don't even know what will be drained faster the battery or SD card, so you definitely need to use at least 128 gigs or at least 256 if you are going to film like for the entire day or at least a few hours. So if you found this video useful for you, if you were enjoying it, just please hit like button, subscribe to this channel, and see you in the next one next year. Happy New Year. Bye.